Hello. Welcome back to another live trading session. Starting another trading session, traders. Second day of the trading week for this upcoming session. In this session, as usual, we will be looking at the technical aspect of the market, fundamental sentiment, as well as the live trading session. We will be beginning with one by one, starting with first of all looking at the here on the lower time frame, and also we'll be looking at the higher time frame. So before we progress with analysis, first of all, we'd like to see what is happening with the calendar here. Now this is, if we look at that, coming up with the there will be a tentative news coming later, but before that we are looking at here on we saw there was an AUD news has come out. Now also later today there will be, which is that means on, I don't know, it's 1 p.m. but this is what you will see later. But today here in that let me see if the timing is okay. Yeah, so it's 1 p.m. that means tomorrow. That's a very odd time. I don't know why this time is selected, but anyway, so today in the NY session we are not seeing any news to come up at the moment. We can see the market is in, if you look at this 1 hour time frame, and first of all, as usual, we will be doing a complete multiple time frame analysis on gold, and after looking at this multiple time frame analysis, we will be looking at also the higher time frame and also the lower time frame to see overall picture in this market. So looking at first of all daily chart to see that where the market is heading. Now from the daily time frame here, this is the daily market where there is a, from this level there is a support, and with that daily support level, if we look at from this key support level, there is a stronger breakout here in that market. Now with that breakout, what we can see, the market has made its move back to the upside here. This is where there is a high area of value, and this is where we are looking at this market to show up a potential trading opportunity. And XAUUSD, if you look at, this is a significantly bullish trend that you can see in this market. There was a channel here, which is, this is the bullish flag that has formed on gold. If you look at, this is the daily perspective, and after formation of this bull flag here, there was a break below and then bounce back to the upside, and you can see the market has dropped down here, and in that area that you can see the market has made its move back to the upside, entirely broken out of that support level, which is showing that XAUUSD potentially moving back to the upside here. And with this movement on gold, that you can see from the daily perspective, that this market has created significant bullish uptrend in that area. And because the market is in this uptrending market structure, here is what we can see, the market has created a significant impulse to the upside, which is a long-term uptrend. And with this long-term uptrend that you can see, gold is currently in a bullish momentum, moving back to the upside here. And if you look at today's price after the previous daily, that this is a daily, if you look at, it's an entirely bounce here. It's an entire move back to the upside here in that market. And if you look at, this is the resistance here, which is turning support here. and resistance turn support showing up that XAUUSD is in that bullish trend. And as the market has crossed this high, what we see that now today after break of this high, the market is on a pullback, and off this pullback we could see the price to eventually, what I think that there might be deeper pullback. Are you guys here? Let me know in the live chat if you are here. So we see that the market is in a deeper pullback, and with that pullback here, the price has this is a gap open here in that area, and with that gap open, the price has bounced back to the upside. And because the market is in that uptrend, we could see that the price to eventually break out to create a new higher high. Now, lower time frame price action that we are looking at in this market, for what we are looking at here, that the market to show up to break further low here, and then to reverse back to the upside here in that market. So looking at the lower time frame, they're expecting the market to retest and then to return again back to the upside in this lower time frame. Now, this is the, if you look at the previous daily, there was a significant bullish move back to the upside, followed by a pullback to this support level. And with that support, what we can see from here, the market has dropped to that significantly lower level here, creating series of higher low. And with that series of higher low, the market is maintaining this. If you look at, this is a support level, and where the market is maintaining that series of higher low. And with that series of higher low, it's in an, if you look at the globally, I'm here, thank you very much, thanks for joining. Now if you look at, it's a globally, it is an uptrend, right? So globally uptrend, and looking for the market to deepen here, to drop back to that support level. And with that support, expecting that the market to eventually come further below here, to retest that key support level, and then to return again back to the upside, to the major direction of the trend. So we are looking at here on the lower time frame to show up a clear price action pattern. As soon as we find suitable entry, you will be looking at entry. Now at the moment, if you look at the lower time frame here, that you can see the market in this lower time frame, this is a completely sideways market that you can see here. And that sideways, this is a series of lower high. Okay, and with that series of lower high, it's a, we can see there is a triangular pattern formation here in that area. And with this triangular pattern formation on gold, this is a narrow triangular pattern formation, which is, we might see that the market to, what I think after liquidity sweep, the price to eventually drop down further back below. So we are looking at this market to show up a potential trading opportunity after a false breakout. We will be looking at the false breakout here in that market, and false breakout is where you want to see that the market is showing up an entry opportunity as soon as we can find suitable price action. Here is the liquidity sweep. If you look at, that's a significant liquidity sweep here. There is a long pin bar where the market has crossed this high, grab the liquidity, and we might see that the market now, what I think we just secured one trade in that area, which was nearly to break even, but I was expecting the market to bounce, but we have seen there was a pullback below here. So we are looking at here in that market to show that there is a potential rejection in that market. I hope that you guys are ready for another big trading day here, and as the market is trending, we are looking at to give us an entry in the direction of the trend. This is a significant accumulation here that you can see on gold. Now with that accumulation, we might see that breakout in any direction. So we could see the market to break to the upside here and then to return again back below in that direction. So depending on how the market is showing, we'll be looking at entry like we did in our most of our entry. Ready for a big trading day here. So if you look at this is the, if we look at the from the news perspective, FedEx issues Trump administration for full refund of tariff payments. Okay, so there is some kind of news that there's some kind of trade war that you can see that might be having some short-term spike in the market. But what we are looking at here, as you can see, the currently it's on a sideways, and the market may eventually break back off that level here, and that's what we are looking at in this market to see where the price action is heading. Are you guys ready? Ready for an entry? And you are doing the analysis first, but I would like to see all members are here and ready with the risk manager tool. So share your thought. Having some music on, louder, and then long consolidation. Basically that consolidation might bring the market to potentially, if you look at this is a long consolidation here, right? And with that consolidation, we might see that the market to break out of that consolidation. And if we see that the market is in a consolidation, we are looking at the market to show up a potentially a stronger breakout in any direction. That's where the key here. The more consolidation, the larger the breakout. And this is what you want to see, that the market is getting out of this narrow one candle range. Guys, this is lower time frame range. And when you see the market in this kind of range, the only thing that you can see, the only thing that you can do is to wait for the market to break out of that consolidation. That is the key, right? So once you see the market is breaking out of that consolidation, we are looking at the market to show up of that consolidation, giving us a higher possibility for the market to show up a new trending direction here in that market. And in the meantime, also don't miss out to like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Now this is the 1 hour market structure that you can see. This is a narrow range. There is one narrow range here. There is another narrow candle being formed, which in fact showing that the market is about to break out in one direction. And that is what we need to see, that the market to break out in one direction. Here is the bearish engulfer that you can see in this area, and potentially the market is breaking from that level here, and you could see the price to break below, and we might see the market to come down here to create a new low and low here in that area. And any break from that key level, this is what we are looking at in this market to give us an entry. It's still in a sideway movement. Sideway means that it's on a narrow range. We want to see the breakout for us to be able to enter any trading opportunity in this market. So at what level liquidity sweep, and from what level market drop after liquidity sweep? Okay, so firstly, liquidity sweep, you can see at any level, but here what we need to wait is to break from the previous level, right? That means, like, if you're first of all, let's understand that what is in fact mean by liquidity sweep and why it is so important, right? Now, looking at, if you look at, this is a, let's say the market is in a trend, right? So, or in a range. You look at, this is a range, and when you see the market is ranging like that, right? So it left a level here, right? So either it can be a horizontal level, or it can be an angular level, right? So if you look at here, this is an angular level where series of lower high, and with that series of lower high, if you look at, it doesn't have to be a horizontal level as long as the market is maintaining that. All right, and once you see the market is respecting this line here, okay, which is key level, wait for the market to break from that. That means extend from that key level. And once you see the market has extended off that key level, once you see the market has penetrated back from that key level, if you see that that breakout is with a larger ATR candle, that's where the secret of false breakout, that's where the secret of false liquidity sweep. And you can see the market has broken off that level, crossed that high, and rejected back below. And this is what we are looking at for us to be able to enter any trade. All right, so hello sir, generally how many hours will be this type of consolidation? Okay, let me lower the volume. All right, so there is no specific, like, you can't exactly tell how long it's gonna consolidate. Usually there is a sign of breakout. So when you see that this kind of consolidation, that means one candle or two candle range, usually this is called the the contracting triangle, right? So sometimes you see the market expand with a consolidate expanding triangle, which is a bit rare but very effective way to trade. If you look at, I'll show you that. I think recently it happened yesterday. Probably you guys have seen my analysis yesterday. Yeah, here is the one that we're talking about. So this is an expanding triangle, right? So if you look at here, and you see, this is an expanding triangle where the market on the support is coming lower, on the resistance it's getting bigger. And this is an expanding triangle. That means that every moment the support or resistance is expanding. And when you see that expanding triangular pattern, usually that is where you can look at that there is a very higher chance for the market will go for the bigger move in those areas, right? Now looking at here, this is the other way around, right? Here the market is in a contracting triangle. That means instead of expanding, it is in a contraction. So in those situations, the market is in a contraction, that means in a narrow range. Always look for the past. That means from where it started. Because with any kind of consolidation or range associated with a breakout, right? So if you look at here, this is the breakout, and with that breakout entirely drop here, and then it started this consolidation. As a rule of thumb, the market should be moving in the same direction or breaking out in the same direction as the breakout. So if you look at off this level here, from this level there is a stronger breakout, and because there is a stronger breakout here, the market in a triangular pattern. Now the chances that this market could break in that direction, but before it break in that direction, we'll see the price to eventually break even first back to the upside for deeper liquidity sweep here. That's where you can say 4-hour chart that expecting the market to give us an entry here in that market. And that's where you can see the market is, this is a key level of resistance waiting for a breakout and then to give us that entry opportunity here in that market, to give us a potential trade setup. As soon as we can find suitable entry, we are looking for entry in this market, and I'm really looking to see the market to give us an entry opportunity as soon as the price is showing up here. Let me know if you are ready for another entry. So you have 2 minutes to go for this. It's a significantly narrow range. So you can see here of this narrow range, the market is slowly from this resistance line breaking back below here. And that breakout, that if you guys look at here, that you're looking to see the market to show further confirmation here back below to this key support level here in that area. And with multiple doji, multiple liquidity sweep here, multiple doji may show that the market to eventually remain bearish. And with this last session 30 minutes, if you look at here, and as I discussed already in the analysis, they're looking for this market to give us that entry opportunity here in that market. Now, once we see that market has confirmed the breakout, we will be looking for an entry. Usually, when you see that this kind of bigger range, from those range, the market find it difficult to break out, because when you see that extended range, now after this extended range, there is a higher chance that the market will go back again to the range again. This is how the market more often behave. Retest. Now, usually, if you look at the market here, you see this is a series of higher low. Now, if the market breaks below, you'll see that more often it creates a lot of false breakout. That means the price may break and then it retreat back again to the upside, to the major direction of the trend. And that's where you could see the price to show up a pattern here in that area. And with this head and shoulder, if you look at, this is a head and shoulder, and with this head and shoulder, here is the market. There is a head and shoulder, and now it's trying to break below, and you could see the market to eventually cross that low and continue to trend down here, back below to create a new lower low. I'm looking at here in that area for any kind of trade setup that you will be looking at as soon as we can find suitable entry confirmation here in that market. Welcome back to another live trading session. Excited to trade today as well after the previous daily move. A little sideways, but that might bring that new trading opportunity here in that market. So if you look at here, the market has broken that low, and eventually that has broken that low, and after break of this low, the price again, it's breaking again back to the upside here in that market that you can see. So with this long wick here, rejection, and you can see the market has broken again, and you can see that another rejection here. So with multiple rejection here, the market is eventually trying to break that high. But as with the higher time frame, and you can see this is a currently in that area, we see that there is a stronger break. If you look at the daily, from this high, it's now on a deeper pullback, and you want to see that pullback to maintain. And if you look at here, it is an uptrend, but chances for a drop is also higher. And we are looking at in that area the price action to show up to give us an entry for us to be able to sell the market as soon as we can find suitable entry here in that area. Here, if you guys looked at this analysis, I have posted earlier today on USD JPY, and I would highly encourage you to watch all those analyses. If you look at the dollar yen is in an accumulation phase, along with also with the XAUUSD, also looking at dollar yen. I have also opened a position on dollar yen, which is almost nearly at the entry. So if you look at the daily market here, beside XAUUSD, also I was looking at USD JPY, and we have two positions that we opened earlier today. One is on XAUUSD, the other one is on gold. Now, dollar yen had now in an accumulation phase. If you look at the overall, okay, so if you look at this is the overall market here. Now, this is the daily market on USD JPY, and in that daily trend, all right, so this is a daily trend, and with this daily trend, now support and resistance is important to look at if you want to see that overall the market. So this is the resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. And now why do dollar yen is in an accumulation phase? The reason is for the longer term, for an extended period of time, dollar yen was in a bullish trend, and a trend is not going to change just in one day. It needs an extended sideways movement. And that is where the market is now accumulating positions. So there are two phases in the market: accumulation and distribution. Accumulation is where the smart money accumulate the positions for a potential move in one direction. So if you look at here, all right, so this is a trend line on daily, and this is a key level of resistance. The market was accumulating in that area. So what you could see that on dollar yen is going to the resistance, coming to the support for an extended, and later there is a chance for even a break to the upside, because the market is still maintaining an uptrending market structure. There is a chance for the dollar yen to break out again, and even later with if BUJ increase the rate multiple times, then the market might slowly start to move and then change its trend. So that could be the situation, which is a potential accumulation phase in this market. So and therefore the bias here on the lower time frame on dollar yen is bullish, and that's why I have opened the buy on USD JPY, which is still running in the same direction that we discussed. We'll be going back to that on, while you can see that gold also. So if dollar yen going bullish, drop is higher. Yeah. So if XAUUSD is going to be bearish, dollar yen is bullish. That usually move in opposite direction, right? So gold is now breaking below. That means the higher chance for dollar yen to be. Okay. So if you look at dollar yen to be bullish, while gold is bearish. All right, so showing up an entry. This is a downtrend now. So breaking out of this level, we will be looking for that entry. Because series of lower high, now XAUUSD could continue to drop to the daily low. It's a long-term bull market. We are looking now a short-term sell. What's your bias on gold? Also, I would like to ask with a poll. What's your bias on gold? And now the polls really helpful. If you guys looked at the polls in the past, that has given a very accurate information. So in 95% of the time, what the polls give the higher results, it come out to be correct. That's interesting fact in this live session. So don't miss out to press that vote button, and let's see that what majority of the members are thinking. As coming up NY opening in just a matter of 40 minutes, we are looking at in this NY session opening for an entry. All right, so of this support, now the market is again pushing back above here. That's what we are looking at, this market to eventually cross this high. And by the way, traders, if you haven't joined the Telegram, you can find link below this video for more updated as well as education, and also all the update that I am sharing also coming in the Telegram group. Join Telegram here, that will give you more update as well as education. And here is the liquidity sweep here that you can see. The market is showing that pattern that you can see, and with this here, that bearish engulfer, the market slowly breaking that low, expecting the price to drop down here further back below here to create a new lower low in this market. Welcome. And I'm looking forward to see a big trading day here. If you're excited to trade here with me, make sure you use the risk manager tool, which is the most important part of trading, having the risk management plan we see increased volatility now at the moment. So suddenly the volatility rises because there is a break of support here. And with that increased volatility, we will be looking at entry as soon as we can see. Now this is the 1 minute downtrend that you can see. And that 1 minute downtrend, you want to see that the price has done enough liquidity sweep. All right, so if we see enough liquidity sweep, that is what we will be entering a trade here. So with this breakout here that you can see, there is a liquidity sweep and the market has dropped. That's where you could see the market to continue to drop here back below to the support level. And it's an entire drop here. Entirely broken back below. Here's the market showing that the price to eventually continue to drop down back below, and the market is maintaining the downtrend. You could see the price to continue to drop here back below to this support level. And there is a, if you look at, there is a significant imbalance in that area, and that imbalance is essential to look at that this market to come down further back below. And yeah, so it's on the support, and we want to see that traders now after this break, it's still showing the downtrend, because when the market is directly falling, it's sometimes very difficult for you to enter when the market is falling, because we need to see a pullback, right? A fall followed by a pullback. Otherwise, you won't see the correct picture in the market. Sometimes false breakout more drops faster than the valid breakout, and the market just reverse again back. So you want to see that this is the ultimate system, ultimate trading entry for any instrument that you will be trading, traders. That's the key. It doesn't matter either it's currency, gold, crypto, stock, the same. The market gives more false breakout than the actual breakout. Right? You'll see the market will give more false breakout than the actual breakout. Here's the drop. They're expecting the market to break below further. And you can see the price is slowly building its momentum here back above. And with this bounce, where we will be looking at this market structure to show up for us an entry. Where to buy is still it's currently falling here in that area. We are not going to buy here. We'll be looking at this market to give us an entry. Still we could see that potential sell here. All right, so this is if you look at this market here with this drop, it's on the support level, and we are looking for this market to show up and giving us a possible setup in that area where there is a high area of value. This is a key level. They're expecting the market to go ahead, and there is an initial drop here. If you look at this is the 1 hour price action, and we are looking for this market to eventually come down further back below. Now with a breakout, if you look at from this support level, it's moving here back towards the upside here. And with this breakout here, the market is slowly building its momentum here, and this is where there is the previous support level. And if the market have significant rejection here, we will be looking at the market to give us that selling opportunity in that market. Okay, so here is the key points. Will it go down again? There is still there is a higher chance for this market to drop here, as I have analyzed earlier today. If you look at the analysis that also I posted in the this is on here, and with those analysis on XAUUSD also I've shared that one here. This market to break out and then to drop down. And if you look at here, the market in fact almost similarly shown the same kind of pattern. And at this point, if you look at after forming two dodges, there is a break below. Now from this triangular pattern, as the market has broken back below, chances that this market will be further down here. There is a higher chance that this market will be lower down here, and with a series of lower high, there's a higher chance for the price to continue to break below in that area. This is a long wick dodges. If you look at here, quite a few long wick, and with those long wick dodges, the market may cross that low here, and with quite a few long wick dodges, they're expecting the market to return down back below. So breaking out here can give eventually a further confirmation here for us to be able to enter. Your analysis is very useful. Thank you very much. This is what I do for quite a few years. So the intention here, guys, is to help you to learn and grow. And this is what I enjoy also. You know, what I do. If you guys looked at that, I actually do it because I love that and I enjoy. And that's why the focus here is to create values, and also at the same time, this is what I love to do. And I believe that you guys also enjoy and love trading, and you are watching this live session also. I'm really grateful for that everyone is all together, because it's all about learning from each other, isn't it? So this is where the key, that we share the same interest and same trade setup, and if we win, we win all together. If we lose, you lose all together. But the goal is to develop a skill set that will give you a long-term skill that you can use to trade the market, right? So that's where to look at. Now here is, if you look at the lower time frame market structure, and 1 hour perspective, this is the 1 hour price action, where the market may eventually break below here. So 30 minutes candle close, if you look at here, and there is a sharp rejection of this level. The market may go up further, but we could see the price to drop down. What can you expect during the New York session? Okay, so with New York session, now so far today, since the market opened down or up, so you can see the market is in a downtrend at the moment. So the bias here is still bearish for today. The overall trend is bullish. If you look at the long-term trend is bullish. Now this is the daily price action that you can see here, right? Where there is a daily support. Okay, and the current daily support is at 5109, which is 5109 or 5110, right? And because there is a rejection of this fair value gap, this is the daily bearish fair value gap, chances that the market will be deepened further here, and there is a higher chance that we could see the market to drop. But it may straight drop, or it may go again for another liquidity sweep and can drop down here that way, or we could see from here, depending on now how this candlestick pattern form. We do open trades, so the patience is key, guys. And if you look at the 5-minute chart, here is the 5 minutes price action where the drop and the market's pullback. We could see this market to eventually come down further. Here is the break below, and with this movement that you can see from here, with a liquidity sweep here, we may see the market to eventually come further downside here. And there is a, if you look at, there is a significant here that it's a lower time frame bullish fair value gap. The market may melt down here back below to this support level here in that area. I'm looking for a possible entry after a significant liquidity sweep. Okay, so here is now another head and shoulder, and this head and shoulder that you can see here is a, if you look at with this head and shoulder, the market may, we could see that breaking below here, and that's a higher liquidity zone if you look at. And with this head and shoulder, expecting that the market to eventually cross this low here. So therefore, I'm ready to enter with proper risk management as soon as you see that entry opportunity in that area here. Okay, now of this support slowly building back above. Now I'm here for an entry. Now we want to see that the market is giving us that entry in the major direction of the trend. That's where the key here to look at. So with this head and shoulder, there is a break below and expecting that the market eventually to come further downside here in that area. Here's the head and shoulder and expecting that head and shoulder to eventually break below. Now, I have already also shared one short video, I think on yesterday or before, about the head and shoulder, double top, double bottom, and also the trend. Now the 5 minutes candle closing here, which is showing possible further bearish price action here in that market. Any pullback now here, we will be looking for sell. Yeah, there is a chance for a short-term move here. So the market here slowly building that momentum back to the upside here, where there is a higher area of value. And if you look at that key level, that we are looking at the market to go ahead and retest and then to return again back below. So you see there is a comparatively higher volatility here in that area, and that expecting the market to eventually cross this low here, and 5 minutes price action here that form narrow doji. So the chances for the market to eventually cross this low here, so we're looking to see to have a weak fill in that area. So there is a 15 minutes price action that we have seen that has formed in that area. The market may here show a potential downtrending move. They're expecting the market to eventually break that low and create a new lower low in this area. So looking at the lower time frame, and so the 5 minutes price action here from built a pretty longer momentum here in that area, and so the momentum here that you can see on the lower time frame, there is a 15 minutes candlestick pattern, and we could see that the price to break that low eventually cross this, and here is the market structure showing up to be bearish that you can see, and eventually has shown that downtrending move. All right, the price action is down, and with multiple liquidity grab, still maintaining the downtrend, and we are looking for this entry opportunity. As soon as you will see the suitable price action confirmation, you will be looking for the entry here in that market. Welcome. Down or up? We see the downside here. We can see downward movement. Can you expect down? Yes, we can see that there is a expected downward movement. And as we discussed, that the lower time frame currently a little higher volatility, and it's on a downtrend, and we will be entering as soon as we can see any of this lower time frame resistance is broken, and the market prepared for another move again back here. This is what we are looking at, this market structure here. And if you look at here, from this resistance, there is a break below that, expecting the market to fall down, break below, potentially to create a new lower low. And that's what we are looking at here in this market. And I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up. You do that, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day, including live analysis, live trade, setup. Where to enter? We are looking at entry. Here is currently increased volatility. Finding an entry, sometime little patience needed, because the market is in a trend, but we need stronger confirmation, because we will be trading against the major trend. Usually when I open a position against the major trend, I look for multiple confirmation, because if we trade against the major trend, we need multiple confirmation in the market. Okay, so there is an entirely support is now the support entirely penetrated back below, and because the market, if you look at the support entirely broken below, we would see that the market eventually come down further, and we will be able to see the market to break below here. It's entirely, if you look at this, is a long bearish engulfer here, and the previous support is here. Okay, of this support now, the market is slowly building its momentum here back above. And with this support, that you can see the market is slowly building its momentum back above. And we might see that the market to go ahead, retest, and then to return again back below. And that's where the liquidity is. That's where the key level. So with this key level now, this is the lower time frame key level. In fact, we are looking at the market to show up, go ahead and retest, and then return again back in the direction of the major trend. Okay, so here is guys, this is a break again, so that's why I normally wait for a full false, like if there is any false breakout, the market is going to entirely back again to the key level before you look at an entry. Now you can see after a short move again, the price has revert again back in the direction of that trend here, and therefore here's the looking to see that the market to break that high and then to return again back below. Here's the key level that we're looking at. Now the 1 hour candle close with a double bottom here, and this might now go up for another pullback, and I'm looking at the 4 hour chart again here in that area. This is the resistance line here, and what we are looking at in that market to show up that from this support here, they're expecting go up higher, and this market might now go back again for another retest. Now there is a significant imbalance has created in this direction here on gold, that if you look at, and because there has been significant imbalance has created in that direction on XAUUSD, that we could see that the market, we might see the market to here come deep down further back below to the support level, and therefore with this movement that you can see of this support level, as the market is approaching that key area of value, we are looking at the market to show back below here to the support level, and with multiple long week candlestick pattern formation here in that market, with multiple doji, that the market to eventually come further downside here, and with a long week pin bar, we are looking at the market to show and cross down here at this level to this support level here. So if you look at here, you can see the market has broken above, and it's now creating a potentially with this break again. Let's see if we have that entry, the 5 minutes candle closing, and yeah, I'm looking at here a possible entry. Now the market may go in both direction here. It may go up further or it may come down. If it come down here, we might see the price to entirely drop down to this daily low. So daily support is here, the previous daily, and yeah, so that it looks to me bearish still, but it might go for, I think, deeper liquidity gap before it drop down. We might see that eventually here drop. Okay, and so to look for short, this is a 1 hour candlestick pattern, right? This is the 1 hour resistance. So far the market reached that far here, And from that key level that you can see, because the market is on that key level, there is a chance for the market to drop down back below here in that area. Okay, thank you. We have some really great traders here watching the live session. Thanks for your support. $74, $71, a lot, isn't it? Less is more in trading. Okay, now off this level, the market slowly breaking back to the upside here that you can see in that market. New here, but I like the way you explain the charts and the possibilities of the future move. The market is patient also. Yes, this is where traders, that's where the big difference comes in play, that looking for an entry on a from a key level. Okay, patience is key here to look at. And if you look at when you are opening a trade with proper patience and having the right strategy, that's where make a big difference. And if you look at here, you can see the market structure has formed here is very interesting, and it penetrated back below, and of this penetrating back below from this support, right? So if you look at here, this is a key support level. The market is broken back below. And here is that there is a break back to the upside here. And with this, now if you look at this break, might go a lot, and that's where we are looking at the market to go in a zone where we will be able to see. And this move, because there is a double bottom here also, may go little higher. And once we see the market has formed that price action, builds that momentum here, and that's where we will be looking at that the market to give us an entry here in that market. So if you look at from this support level here, it's breaking to the upside here. There is a if you look at the 5-minute chart here, where there is a 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, where with this 10 and 20 exponential moving averages here, the price is crossing to going to a zone where there is an important area of value. And with this movement where, yeah, this is what we are looking at for the market to cross this. This is a, if you look at the 5 minutes, there's a bearish fair value gap, and that bearish fair value gap is an important area that we are looking at for this entry back below here. That's the key. All right, so with this long wick, if you can see the price slowly, it crossed that high. Now looking at the 1 hour again, it left a significant imbalance. If you look at this, is a 1 hour big bear candle followed by consolidation with a series of lower high, and it dropped down to the same level. There is a double bottom, and that double bottom might now go for another retest here, and then to that might be the market structure that you could see here in that area. $5,119. So you sell, you sold, thought on eating, you sold. If you sold 5,119, see the daily. Okay, so if this market breaks below 5,119, I think if you have proper risk management, not bad. Because if this market, the way it is dropping, this is the daily candlestick pattern, right? So very high chance that the market will penetrate the daily low here, so which is here 5107, and that's a very high area of value, and very high chance the market will be dropping that. So what we could see that from the fundamental, all right, so if you look at the entry, what I think the market is doing, guys, this is my just personal understanding, okay, it could be different, the market can do it anyway for any reason, but what my understanding is that there is a geopolitical tension. You guys see that there's something happening, it's around the world, and that also a factor for the gold price escalation, right? Now usually you'll see that when that happen, the market bubbles up, but before bubble up also there is a drop. Why? Because when a smart money intend to buy the market, they need a lower price to trade the market, and that's why the market drop, because it doesn't mean that they manipulate the market. How do they do that? They close the position. When the buy position closed, the market comes down for lower price. So probably you might say, okay, what is the point that smart money close their position and again buy? Can anybody tell me? If you, let's say, close your position and then you buy again, so what's the point closing that position? In fact, it's because when smart money closing their position, with them also retail trader closing their position, and that drop that price well below from its buying level, and it becomes good asset or instrument to buy again, and that happens. So this is how the market usually cycles around. So if you look at here, if there is anything, we can see that geopolitically carrying more things happening, then gold might go up further. But before going further, it could drop down here. That you see that drop. However, at any point there could be even a massive drop, but I think still not there. Still it's on a bullish momentum that we can see here in the market. And at the moment, if you look at that, you can see here is the 20 EMA, 10 EMA. The market is after cross of this high, it's now creating that downtrending momentum here, and with that downtrending momentum, with a long wick doji here, the market tested the 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, and we could see the price to come down further back below. That's what we are looking at in this market. Here is the, I think there might be, I'm looking for a sell. Okay, so we'll be looking for a sell entry of this level here. This is the 1 hour support. They're expecting the market to, if you look at here, it's carrying rejection. So this is the current 1 hour support, and expecting it to continue to trend. So therefore we will be looking for sell of this level and keeping the stop loss a bit higher here with a proper risk management. Stop loss doesn't The pip will not determine the amount of risk. That's the key, guys. This is the very important confluence here. They're looking for the market to penetrate back below. Here is the, at the moment we are looking at here, downside, and my stop loss a little higher, but the risk will be the similar, which is important to look at. So the stop loss placing, I'm at 5165.80. 5165.80. That's the stop loss that I placed, and also TP target here that I'm looking at 5130.45. So sell, I have placed the sell order here in that area and expecting this market to eventually continue in that direction here. And there is a head and shoulder. If you look at straight head and shoulder, and with that head and shoulder, that the market to showing to be downside here. Okay, so looking for a possible bearish here, and you can see some price action being formed. The market can go in any direction. I place the sell, and see that quite a few long week candlestick pattern being formed here, and the 5 minutes price action here that you can see, which is also pretty long week in that area. It will go up. Okay, if it goes up, we might see in bar head and shoulder, it may go up. The market will fluctuate, but it's a managed trade. But here what we are looking at, that the price to, we are trading currently in the current direction of the trend. If it goes up, we have enough space here for the stop loss, but we are looking at for the current in this area, that major trend here is bearish. So therefore, the bet is always in the direction of the trend, right? Because daily market that you can see, it's coming down. Even the trade is not going in our favor, we will be trading in that direction of the trend. Here is the market is showing that price action that you can see. and it's now of this support. The market is maintaining that uptrend here. It left here the imbalance, right? It may, this is both directional bias is possible here. I see head and shoulder, 5 minutes time frame. You mean the inverted head and shoulder? That means head, left shoulder, right? So you can see it's now how we don't need to hold the full position if the market goes in our favor, because here what we are looking at a decent move, right? If we see that coming to the support, it's gonna be comparatively better move here, almost 78, 80 pip here. Are you in sell? Yes, we are on a sell trade. We are on a sell trade, and I am near at entry here. Okay, so because there is a new session open, another session, and so if you look at here, the market is showing that series of lower high, and yeah, very interesting market structure that you can see. It's getting reacted off the resistance line here. So there is a breakout, and here is the 30 minutes price action, 1 hour and the 15 minutes here, and which is currently, if you look at here in that area, that's where the market is now breaking below. And with this break, if you look at the 5 minutes, this is where they're looking to see that there is a significant break below. So the 1 minute, which is pretty long week bearish engulfer, here is the market is coming down here back below. Awesome, that's what we wanted to see, and that's a move here, guys. I'm 56 pip up, and I'm taking this profit right now. I'm out. Cool. That's because the market is in a very crucial level, and I will be re-entering again here. Just want to take that 56 pip. Had quite a few position in a row. Now, because if you look at it, it has come to this gap open here, and because it has come to the gap open, the market may eventually come back here, and that is what we are looking at in that market here, right? So that makes sense to you. Now, did that make sense to you? Have you got a trade here? Let me know how many PP you had. Nice one. Yep, we will be looking for more. The goal here, traders, is to find high probability setup. As I mentioned earlier, yesterday also, you know, I mostly focus on the win rate. I got 45 pip. Okay, mine 56. It's because the market dropped very fast. It sometimes become difficult to look at, you know, exact entry, how many pip. But here, as long as we maintain that win rate, that's where the positive return, and then we can look for the next one shortly after, right? Scalping. Yeah, this is what scalping. Yep. Also, I have you know, that robot that I use for scalping. For those who are in the group, you know that, guys. Because when we scalping using the robot, it becomes now much easier, because using the robot, it's the fastest way we can trade the market, especially for scalping on the lower time frame, right? It's now 2026, guys. You don't have time to trade like 1660, right? Or 1860. Have you seen that? Jace Livermore, I don't know his timing, but they used to go to the pot shop, right? So how the evolution of trading happened. So in that time frame, in the time of JC Livermore, people used to sit on the table, like in the pot shop. Someone like a school, if you went to the school, there is a blackboard and writing all the stocks. That time there was no FOREX, so stocks. And then price like that, and then you raise hand, you want to buy that, right? That's how they used to do that. And then evolution from here to many other evolution. But even in just 20 years ago, you had to call the broker office, right? Just not many days, few days ago, you had to call the broker office to place a trade for you. It was impossible to trade on 1 minute. It was impossible to trade on 5 minutes, right? Because if you're calling a broker, before they're picking up the phone, your trade is gone on 1 minute. And then came to online trading, where you can place the trade yourself instantly by one click. And now, early entry to the trend of automated trading. You'll be learning to trade. Okay, you must learn the trade, because the education has to be the same. Isaac Newton, how studied the gravity or third law, is the same today taught on physics. If you go to the Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? This, the third law, is used for everything, right? If you look at the rocket going to the upside in the space, you need to apply the Newton's third law, right? Because the amount of mass that you need to push towards the upside, not a vertical in a like this parabolic way, because it has to move around the earth. So the amount of mass that you need to shoot back to the upside, the amount of thrust, the reaction has to be more than the action, so that it goes to the upside, and equivalent of that. So this is the Newton's third law that is still applied by EV. And if you look at the NASA, they also apply the same. Everyone, aeroplane, everything, you need to apply the Newton's third law. So in 17, what time, I don't know, 16, 17, forgot it, but anyway, the same law is still taught at school where you are getting graduated, but you're using the smartphone, right? Or even smarter than this something. So you are learning the same law that was in 1700 or 1600, but you're living a future. Similarly, the trading is, you need to learn the law of trading, right? The rules of trading, how it works, how to find out the candlestick pattern, trading setup, how to read the price action, but at the same time, you can use the latest way to trade the market. One is incomplete without the other now, right? You can't trade fully automatically without learning to trade. And at the same time, it's time to upgrade to the automated system where you can change the way you look at the market. And this is what we are doing, right? Some of the trade that I have already shared in the premium group, and many of our members already on that system that I am trading every single day. All right, so now let's get back to the lesson again. Here is yesterday's trade that you have successfully opened. Now here again, the market is has given the same kind of pattern, and you want to trade more, okay, later today as well, and upgrading ourselves with some of the news. Here in this session, guys, we do open quite a few trades, and I think that I do open quite a few trades. That's what you want to see. Okay, all right, so going towards tomorrow, coming up unemployment claims, or tomorrow, after tomorrow. Tomorrow there isn't any news, it's on Friday, so that means after tomorrow. And also there will be core PPI, busy week coming, followed by week after also the NFP. So you want to trade all of them while the market is again pushing back below. And throughout the NY session, I will keep trading, and also I'm preparing another analysis later today. Will be posting in the channel for educational purpose. And also, this is what I always look at the market and share my analysis in the chart. So that being said, traders, it was an incredible trading days and trading session that we are doing every single day. If you are enjoying this live session, then don't miss out any of this by subscribing to the channel. The market is dropping here, and I'm looking at further entry later today. It's a massive drop here that you can see from the daily. It might come back below to the support level. That being said, thanks for joining here. I'm almost nearing to the end of this session, but not end of trading. It's just beginning. So don't miss out. Any of the link below this video in the description. And I'll see you again very soon, shortly after, with another live session. Like it, thank you very much. Thank you.